Hey there, and welcome to the Pink Magic Podcast. I'm Pink Pony.
And I'm Purple Pony.
Today we're interviewing Ro-taniah, the creator of The Exorcist's Bracelet, Starcatcher, and Star Children. Star Children is a romance sci-fi about a star boy and an ordinary human girl, or should I say an extraordinary human. And her other story, The Exorcist's Bracelet, which is supernatural, action, horror, thriller, romance. It's basically about two Grim Reapers fighting demons in the spiritual realm. And Starcatcher, a story about two best friends who are just too dumb to realize they like each other.
You don't have a team behind the scenes, or anyone help with the scripts or anything?
Recently, I had my one friend help me with the flat color for two of my odes of the Exorcist bracelet, but that's only because I got married and bought a house in the same week. Wow. And I was so busy of not only having to, obviously, I purchased a home, so there's a lot of things to do to actually buy a house, and then follow up of buying a house, like having to buy appliances and having to buy curtains and curtain rods, which I didn't think I was gonna have to do, but I had to do, and also get married. So I had my bachelorette party, I had my rehearsal dinner, and then having to move out of my old house, move into my new one, set everything up, decorate it, and make sure that my dog is comfortable as well. So it took me like 3 weeks to get all this done, and I didn't have a single day where I just relaxed. I had to squeeze in time to actually draw in those 3 weeks. So I reached out to my one really good comic friend. Their nickname is Rabbit. I love them so much. They really helped me out a lot during that time. They colored like 60 to 100 panels for me, but usually in general, no, I've done everything by myself. I'll have my husband maybe proofread for me, because again, English is not a good thing. I'm so bad at grammar. I'm so bad at spelling. I just kind of regurgitate dialogue into my thing, and I'm like, does this sound okay? But no, usually everything else is 100% on my own.
Yeah. Congratulations on the marriage.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm very, very excited about that to finally, because we've been engaged for about over 2 years at this point. We got engaged in 2021, so finally did get married. It was like, oh, thank God, I don't have to keep saying my fiance. I could just say husband now and just go from there. And now I don't have to have any big monetary payments anymore, because buying a house and getting married the same week, that hurt my pockets just a little bit. I'm going to be eating ramen for a while, so it's all good now.
I remember reading about you saying you got engaged, and
and
later on is when I saw, oh, they're married now.
We got together in 2018, so we've been together for about 5 years now, so like half of our relationship was being engaged. So it works out. I mean, my husband's really awesome, and he really likes learning about my stories too. Like, I like to just throw ideas at him. His absolute favorite character is Nathan from The Exorcist Bracelet.
Oh, really?
I throw any ideas at him. He's like, you better not hurt my boy. I'm like, I'm gonna hurt him. I'm making him tragic, like, you monster.
That thing seems so scary. Of course something bad is gonna happen to Nathan.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I've kind of foreshadowed a couple of things with him, like suddenly coughing and stuff like that, and him seeming to have no, like, respect for his own health.
No.
So I'm actually drawing episode 37 of The Exorcist Bracelet right now. So episode 36, something really bad happens, which I'm very, very excited about. Oh, and then episode 37 is gonna be a follow-up with that. And then episode 38 is actually gonna be a backstory for Nathan. So we're actually gonna see what his backstory is, and it's very exciting. I'm very excited for this new demon arc we're about to have up. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that is exciting. I love backstories, and especially on Nathan. Actually, personally, he is one of my best. So
I love writing him because it's just the amount of sarcasm and sassy and the fact that I am able to break the fourth wall with him and it just works. Yeah, I love it. Most fun thing ever is being able to do anything with Megami and Nathan together, because they're able to break the fourth wall and I can do like fun things. So I love that kind of stuff.
So kind of
making comics in general, your dream, or is it just a hobby?
Obviously, I would love to make it my full-time job, but realistically, there's no way, unless I get like I hit the jackpot with like Patreon or something like that, or Webtoon is like, we're gonna pay you like a lot of money. I do enjoy it as a hobby though, because it does allow me to de-stress from my my full-time job, because I feel like if it became my full-time job, I would experience the same kind of burnout that I just went through or just got over with Star Children, because I was extremely burnt out last year. Like, it gave me so much bad anxiety, so many panic attacks about creating that story. I really hated where it was going, especially after I started making the Exorcist bracelet, when I was so happy with how the plot was going and how everything was kind of tying together. It didn't feel like that way because I didn't really plan out Star Children the way I planned out the Exorcist bracelet. So it was just a lot of like self-doubt and like me wanting it to be better, because I knew it could be better because I'm a better artist and author now than I was when I started. Taking that time away from it has allowed me to realize, hey, this was my growing comic, right? Like, people love it so much and they relate to a lot of it, which makes me feel good, even though I could definitely make it better in some ways. Maybe one day I'll go back and like update some of the weaker points of the story. Or I could just, hey, you know what? We'll end the season here and then we'll start really strong on season 2. I'll just completely rewrite what I was going to do, because what I originally had planned with Star Children, not gonna happen. It's gonna be really angsty the first couple episodes, so I apologize, but it's gonna be really good. And I'm really excited with it. Just to give you a little bit of a little sneak peek, well, we're gonna have 4 intermission episodes and then we're gonna have season 2. So I've already finished those 4 intermission episodes. They're just like tying loose ends. We're gonna see a little bit more lore. So we're gonna see the next episode that's gonna come out, not this weekend, but next weekend, will be with Nox and Andromeda. So we're gonna see how the creation of the universe happened. So that's really excited.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see some interactions between Cheru and Nox. We're gonna see some interactions with Andromeda and Stella, and we're gonna see what's happening with Soleil as well, and Calliope. So Soleil and her guard, pretty much. So we're gonna have those episodes, and then season 2 is gonna start. It's gonna be a time skip, so it's not immediately following it. We're gonna have a pretty large, significant time skip, and I'm so excited to see everyone's reaction. So
does that mean that season 2 is the last one?
Potentially, yeah.
My.
From where I'm planning it, because I originally was thinking of like 3 seasons, but thinking of where I'm planning on taking the story versus how it was before, I think I could wrap it up in season 2. Now, again, season 2, that's 30 chapters, but that's 4 episodes per chapter plus intermission episodes. What, another 120 updates, right? So it's gonna be still a lot of episodes. But I plan on potentially ending it at chapter 60. We'll see. You know, at that point, if I'm at chapter 60, I'm like, oh, I could keep going for another season. We'll just go from there.
Yeah, free flow.
I don't know. Yeah, the way that I write is very organically, so I don't have anything actually physically like typed up and written down. I do a lot of storyboards. Like, all of my writing is storyboards, and that's how I write. What I was doing with Star Children is I was trying to have a set in stone thing, and then I couldn't wiggle around, and I hated it so much. So that's why I kind of was like, you know what, screw this, I'm gonna put this down for 10 months. I'll get back to you later. And then now I'm fresh with new ideas. I already have the first like chapter 31 through like at least 34 like planned of like what we're gonna be doing, and then we'll go from there to see how it goes.
Well, it seems like it's taken a really long time for you to make this first season. Do you feel like the story got a little bit mumbled or jumbled?
I think a lot of it was, again, I never really fully planned out what Star Children was going to end up doing, and I just kind of went with it as I went. So I could rearrange certain things, because it pretty much is like, for my first ever official story, I went so big with it, like such a massive universe, literally the freaking universe, right? So like trying to not only showcase what they're doing on Earth, but also trying to set the seeds of like the upcoming war that's pretty much happening, you know, beings of light versus darkness, the Star Children versus light eaters and stuff like that, versus the void. If I could just rearrange some of the episodes, that would be awesome, just to make it more clean. I think it would be probably better. I feel like I tied up season 1 really, really well. I was very proud of myself of how I did that, and it just allows me to start season 2 at least in a strong space, and then I can kind of correct any kind of weak points I've had throughout it. And it, again, it's a learning experience.
Your comedy has gotten really good. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I try to be a funny person. And I'm like also like at the same time I'm like, is this actually funny or is it just funny to me? I don't know, but we're just gonna have a good time.
I audibly laughed.
One of my very closest friends, I've been friends with her since 6th grade. She was my first friend that I made when I moved up to Virginia. I let her read every time I finish something. She comes over every Wednesday. And it always feels good when I can actually just have her start giggling on my couch. She's like,
getting that reaction from her is like seeing your audience, right? It's
exactly.
very fulfilling.
I love it when I post like an update on like Patreon because they get everything first. And I love it when I post something and like 5 minutes later, there's a couple of patrons I have that will like write me the longest comments ever, and that fuels me so much. When the first sentence is no, Ro, bad, you cannot do this. And I'm over here like, I did that job and I did it well.
So the sad parts in the comic is what makes you happiest? What makes you happiest in your comic?
I like being able to do the kind of goofy stuff. I feel like I've kind of mastered tonal shifts where I'm able to go from being serious to funny and then going back to serious. I don't know. I don't want to say that, hey, I love tormenting my characters, but also at the same time, I just like getting reactions out of people. I mean, I love it when I can do like a little meme reference. I know I recycle my meme references a lot, but those are just the ones that are just the funniest to me.
Yeah.
Like the math meme, I think I've used it probably 6 billion times.
Yeah, I counted
have
6.
constantly really funny stuff that like that makes me laugh when I'm writing it, and when I finish, rendering the panel, and I'm like, that's gonna make people laugh. Or if I do like something that's really big, important for someone's backstory, and of course it's going to be angsty because I torture all of my characters at this point. I think Thomas is probably the only character that does not have some form of tragedy in their backstory. I can't hurt that boy, so I just hurt Lucas instead.
Tom is perfect. You can't hurt him.
Thorn broke his arm and leading up to the season finale, and I like instantly healed it. I'm like, I'm sorry, Thomas. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that to you. I was in a bad space. I'm sorry for ever hurting you.
Okay, which OC is your comfort OC?
Probably either Ryder or Lucas, honestly. Those I have really big soft points for.
Lucas.
We're gonna get a lot more stuff about Ryder in these upcoming episodes. We're gonna see more of like his older self. But I really like him, and I really love Lucas too. Lucas is a lot of my own personal struggles when it comes to like any kind of mental health and stuff like that. So seeing him in at least these upcoming episodes being better and being in a healthy relationship and overall trying to do better is my comfort. I just love Ryder. I think he's probably like at minimum top 3 of my favorite characters.
Top 3? Can we get all 3?
That's a hard one. I feel like I have to say Cheru, but just because I love his powers, and it's hard. No, I can't. I don't know. I love Thomas so much. I love Nathan. I love Ryder. I love Cheru, and I love Amy. So I guess those are like, what was that? 5 characters. I don't know what order they're in, but those are my top 5.
And that's part 2 of our interview with Ro-taniah. Don't forget to subscribe to find next week's part 3.
Bye, PM Fam. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye, guys, and happy reading.